It is terrific Tuesday, and y'all know what we do on Tuesday nights. We're gonna chop up this Married at First Sight, and y'all can see I'm not by myself this evening. I have my wonderful girlfriends with me. They've been frequent guests on my Church Girl Chats live, and so I could not do this without them. I knew that this season deserved a panel. This season could not be done by one person alone. No, ma'am. We need all the whole faction together to go through what's going on in this season, the
Yes.
12th season of Married at First Sight. So if you are jumping on with me, I want you to say hello in the comments. Let me know where you are joining from, and also share this with someone. I'm going to be looking down to share it myself. So be sure that you share. I'm going to try to pull up my little, because y'all, if y'all have been watching, let me know in the comments if you are a fan and you have been watching Married at First Sight. Hey, Alicia, thanks so much for joining. Be sure to like and share when you come in. Let me know if you have been watching, if this is your first season of Married at First Sight, or if you've been watching this all along. This season is a doozy. It is a
Yes.
doozy. And so
To
I
put it
have
like,
in the middle, you'll see Lady Chrissy Vickers. She's here with us on tonight.
Hello, how are
And then to
you?
my right, which is probably your left, you will see Lady Sharon. She is joining us on tonight. And for the rest of the episodes for Married at First Sight, we're going to be going through them, telling you the good, the bad, and the ugly in our opinion. And so let me give this caveat, this disclaimer, that this is our opinion. I am not a marriage expert. I'm not a relationship expert. I just kind of like to talk about them because I, especially for the body of Christ, for women, I want us to make good decisions. And so
Exactly.
as we are walking through this season, we're going to talk about good decision making, what that looks like, things that you should be looking. Even as we're going through this particular episode, we're going to be talking about the good things about each couple, the things that we think
Yeah.
are great for them. We're also going to be talking about red flags, things that we think this couple needs to look out for, things that could cause some contention in their relationship. And then we're also going to end it out with whether or not we think this couple is going to make it to decision day. When they get to decision day, will they hang up their hats and say, "We made a mistake"?
Yep.
Or will they be, happily ever after? And we're
Yes.
going to do this couple by couple. Those of you that are watching the show, you know that there are 5 couples in each season. And so I'm going to briefly run down who the couples are. And then the last episode number 4, we saw the wedding nights. We saw the day after brunches with families and the
Mm-hmm.
honeymoon. And so we're going to walk through each couple talking about those 3 events that happened in episode 4. And y'all feel free to jump in the comments and let us know how you feel about it. And I'm going to start this out. I saw someone review the show, and I'm gonna do it kind of like she did it with the most boring couple first, and then ending up with the shebang.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So for those of you that watch the show, y'all know who we gonna end up with.
Exactly.
They will be last because we'll have the most to say about that particular couple. So let's start with Haley and Jacob. Um, Haley is 28 years old. She's the sales rep, and she's been matched with Jacob, who is 38, and he is a senior IT programmer. And so I'm going to let my guests jump in first. Tell me the good, the red flags, and your general feelings about the wedding night for this couple?
I'm gonna let Sharon go first.
Let me make a disclaimer.
Make a disclaimer.
First, whatever happens on this particular live is not the totality of who I am.
There we go.
So,
Okay.
put that out there. We are not by any means making a mockery out of marriage or anything of the sort. And so I wanted to put that out there as well.
Thank you.
And Cheryl, because I am the oldest one on this here live, you may need to remind me of who is who.
Okay, now Haley and Jacob. This
That's
is how
the
you
guy
know
in the 70s.
Jacob has the house with the sand and the beach and the.
Oh yeah, he's done all the talking about. Like every time he met up with the family, he's always talking about the house.
The house.
Boring, boring, boring.
He's different. That's what I can say. I think, but you know what though? I think that this couple, in my opinion, I don't think they're gonna make it. I don't think they're gonna make it, but it is on both parts though. I think neither one of them are bringing anything to the table. I think both of them are just, womp womp, so to speak. So,
how did you think they reacted or interacted on the wedding night? What was that like?
It was strange.
I thought they were just gonna go to sleep.
And from some of the looks on her face, she's like, what have I gotten myself into, or what was the experts thinking?
Yes.
That's what she looks like.
Yes. Totally.
I think he was a nerd. I think he was a nerd in school.
Yes,
it just he had that whole persona. He was a true nerd.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And every time I look at her
wrong
face,
with nerds though.
No, nerds rule the world. I just want you to know, nerds rule the world. I'm a nerd. So, but I'm not a quiet nerd. He's a quiet 70s nerd, and so it's almost like you're almost 40, dude. You gotta have some kind of play. You gotta have some type of conversation. Your playbook should be a little bit better than this. You 38. Come on.
But I really think he's socially awkward. I don't think he does well around other people. He's probably the kind of person that's like a hermit. He does really well with machinery, with gadgets, and he's brilliant in that way. But you know how some nerds are, you put them in a room of people and they're just kind of like, I made this toy. Look. That's he reminds me of that kind of, look what I can do. I can't talk to you about world history. I can't talk to you about world events. Don't ask me any relative questions about my feelings or any of that. I'm going to show you what I can do. That's all. To me, that's all he has is what he does, and he can't just carry a conversation.
Yeah. And his favorite food was steak and eggs.
Every meal.
Every meal.
That's the first thing I did learn about him.
Well, and so she won't have to learn how to cook very much.
Oh, she likes to cook steak.
Yeah,
and is good at it. When her dad said she sears a mean steak,
and I'm just like, really? This is wow.
They didn't know what else to say. They did not know what else to say. They was looking at him very, very strange when he started talking. And I was like, Lord, this is getting ready to be done. The whole situation is over.
Yeah. So here's my transparent moment.
Yes.
The same way they are on the show is the same way I'm feeling now. I'm tired of talking about that.
She said, moving right along.
I'm sorry. I just got the spirit of sleepy real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I told y'all not to put me on here, Cheryl.
Oh my God.
Well, no, and because I think that's how everybody feels when it's their time for their segment. It's like, okay, I'm finna go get something to drink.
Yep.
Right.
It's time for a
We
It's
take
break.
a
like
bathroom
a
break right
commercial.
now.
It's almost
Exactly.
like you take a commercial break when their
Yes,
segment is on.
Exactly.
because I had to watch it
Exactly.
again because sometimes I tune out, and so I'm trying to like write down some notes about each couple. I'm like, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it went from the
Nothing.
wedding night, which they talked or whatever, then to him meeting her family that next morning
Yeah.
after for brunch, where he showed them that he told them about the house and all the renovations he'd done after their wedding at the reception.
At the
Then
wedding.
he showed them
Yep.
pictures
Yes.
Right.
at the brunch because he had his home. See,
Yeah.
And it's
It was
just like,
it was the same conversation. It was the same
same.
conversation. And the mother knew it because she looked like, you just told us this.
Don't you remember?
and I'm gonna do just like the mother wants to do.
Oh
Okay,
my.
all right. So we and it was no different in at the honeymoon. She looks like to me like she's ready to go.
I think she just wants to go anywhere and just, she wants to go. I can only imagine what the honeymoon is going to be like. I think she is probably going to go for breakfast and never come back.
Ghost
Like,
them.
okay, I was gonna say something. Okay, but we're gonna leave that there. But yeah, I'm sure she's probably wondering, sort of like Chrissy was saying, why in the world did they match her with him? What did they
Yep.
Yeah.
see in him that would make them think that
Yes.
this could possibly be a good match? I think that's the only reason she hasn't left yet, is because she's like,
But
okay, they
she's
had to
gonna
see
try.
something. I don't see it,
Yeah.
but
She
we'll
may
wait to
she
see.
may just be wondering, how did he get on the show?
That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering.
Exactly.
Okay, so we spent enough time with our wonderful first
Yes.
couple. So let's go to Clara and Ryan. If we remember, Clara is 27. She's a flight attendant. And Ryan is 29. He is a project manager for a software company. And this is our interracial couple. You all
Nephew.
remember that Clara was the one that said she wanted to date somebody that was ethnically ambiguous,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that means. Black but not black. Black but not
Yeah.
blackity black.
Look, that ranks right up there with your word that you just utilized, socially awkward. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put those together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about this particular couple through things, the wedding night, the meeting with their family, and the honeymoon? Describe how you feel about them. Number one, what are the good things about this couple? Number two, what are the red flags that you see, and do you think they'll make it?
I forgot who you said already.
She waiting to the
Clara and
last
Ryan.
couple.
Clara and Ryan.
Yeah, Clara, remember that this is the interracial couple.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at their photos as we're going through. Like
And you know
I'm
what? Let me
pulling
do
them
that.
up
That
so I can
might
see it.
help you all. I'm so sorry. I usually do
Yes.
That
that.
part right there.
I usually do that. Let me just put them up there.
This is Clara and Ryan.
This is Clara and Ryan. You see them?
I think they're
Okay.
a cute couple.
Yes.
I think that they are a very cute couple. I love the wedding vibes, but by the time they got to that wedding night, things was a little bit different. I'm gonna say a lot different. He
Mhm.
was like, she's a little too, I think he thinks she's a little too high strung for him. But I think I think that if they give it time, it may could work out. I
Okay.
think that this one has potential.
Okay. All right. Love it. Love it. What do you think, Sharon?
Sharon's face is saying otherwise.
Do you see her face?
Well, Okay. So he basically called her loquacious. He basically said she talked too much.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
So that was a red flag. You asked me what the red flag, that was red, white, and blue flag. He said you talk too much. But you know what? I think that they are a cute couple. I do think that if they find the balance
right
between each other's personality, because if she can get him to come out some more, and
right
she can kind of, tone it down some.
yeah
Look, somebody would say the same thing about me if I was on the show. They would be like, if y'all can get her to tone it down some. So yeah, if they can get if they can kind of balance each other out,
right
I think that they will make it.
okay
So I do like them, and I love all of the efforts he put into everything
yes
he did for the wedding.
yes
I love the gifts. I
mm-hmm.
love the blindfold.
Yeah.
I love the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all of that was just beautiful. So you know that he has a really, really good heart.
right
And and I think she does too. She'll just have to try to tailor it back some. She just needs to, she needs a little schooling.
a little schooling.
But I can also pick up that you don't want to get on his bad side, because then you're gonna see something else. I mean, if you just look at his hair, the hair tells you everything. And anybody with a haircut like that, you got to be very, very careful of them.
That is funny to me. She said,
I can't with you. I can't. That was too much. Christy,
I'm just telling you,
you out there.
When I saw the hair, I say, okay, he could be nice, but you better not get on his bad side, because boy, you're gonna see something totally different. That hair told me everything I needed to know.
That's the little what's the name of the little gremlin that had the
Did you call him?
I mean, no, he's not a gremlin. He's really adorable.
He's cute.
Beautiful smile. He's really, really adorable.
Listen,
but I think that there's going to be some issues too, because of the mere fact with the religion piece of it, so to speak.
Yes.
I think that there's going to be some issues with that, and so that's another reason why I say they have to find that balance, because he kind of got knocked off the religion horse.
Right.
And then he got parents that are preachers.
Yes.
That's going to be quite an interesting dynamic, because, how are you guys going? How can two walk together except they be agreed? Oh, I felt that.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
And that's so true. That is very true. I think they're a really cute couple. I think they were well matched. I loved, and this is where I disagree with y'all. I loved how he did everything except the blindfold. I don't want my first reaction to see you like when I'm right in your face, because like, what if I frowned a little bit or something like that, or what if I was like really taken aback? I need that whole way to adjust to like, I'm getting ready to marry this person and this is who it is, not just like bam. No, that would have been too much. It's already enough. I'm marrying you and I've never seen you before.
But you know why I love the blindfold? I love the blindfold because you are able to see my true reaction.
No, what if it wasn't good? Like somebody we gonna talk about.
I'm not trying to send out my representative, because I'm in front of you now. Look,
but I wouldn't want to hurt your feelings though. Like, what if? Okay, let's say if this was us,
play it well,
and some people wear their feelings, their emotions on their faces.
Yeah.
And what if my first reaction of you was, "Oh, I'm not initially attracted." I don't want you to see that.
We've seen that in the show.
We have seen that, and we gonna talk about that. But I don't want you to see that, because if I'm going to get past that and I'm going to fall in love with you for the person that you are, I don't want that to be in your mind that when I first saw you, I was like, I don't want you to think about that. I don't want you to see that. I may have felt that internally, but I wouldn't want that on your mind. A person that I'm going to be with, I wouldn't want that to be their first initial my response to them. I wouldn't want that, and I wouldn't want that in return, because what if it was me? He looking at me like, I wouldn't want to have that in my mind, that when my husband first saw me, he was not attracted to me. He thought I was like regular, or not even, for some people, not even regular. Regular. Not even regular.
Well, like I said, whether it's when I'm in your face, or whether it's when I get you to the hotel room, if I'm gonna make that face, it's gonna come out either way.
Yes, you're right. It's gonna come out, and we will all see it. And
whether it's in public or private, and eventually what happens in private gonna come out public. So if I frown at you, if I'm looking like this at you and in private, eventually I'm gonna look at you like that in public too.
Yeah, but it won't be my first response. To me, I'm already putting myself in a really precarious situation by allowing people that I do not know to match me with somebody for something as serious as marriage, which as believers, we believe that it's a lifelong union. I am already putting myself at high risk doing that. Give me the aisle to check you out and to wrap my mind around, this is going to be my husband. This is not this is going to be my boyfriend. This is not somebody I'm going to date. This is not somebody I'm going to see if it works. I am getting ready to marry this man. I need mental time to digest that, and not in your face. Not in your face. Yeah, that was my feelings about it, and that's cool.
That's the risk, but that's the risk that they take coming on a show like this, being married at first sight. I mean, because the person could look like a turtle. I mean, but if they felt that was the match because of
turtles,
hey,
all the turtle people are coming after you. I'm just letting you know.
But he could be smart as a whip,
right? And he could be kind.
But he could be smart as a whip. But he just moves slow.
In a few ways.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that came out.
I think they're a cute couple.
They are.
I liked how patient he is. I loved the family interaction that they had. You can tell he's a person that feels deeply, that is very introspective, and that thinks things all the way through from beginning to end. And so for a red flag for me, I think she's the kind of person that's real just, spur of the moment. She's just going to do something. He's got to think it all the way through before he jumps in and does something. Because they even talked about it. I think they called him the calculated risk taker. So he's got to think. He's got to process stuff. She's not that. So it's a red flag, but it could also be a compliment depending on how they use it. And I do agree with Sharon. For me, the big red flag is that she went to seminary, and I don't know what they did that year she was in seminary, but she has like almost sworn off organized religion. So I think there must have been some kind of hurt she experienced while she was there that caused her to go like way left. And they're almost at polar opposites. My parents are pastors, and you say, organized religion is like for the birds. And like, how are we going to raise our children? Are they going to go to church? And he's saying, yeah. And that's going to play out. And that is not like what you look like. That's not what your body type is like. That is serious, because that's going to be how your family moves and operates in their belief system, and how you raise children in that.
So I have a question right here, because I know we don't want to spend too much time. So then I take it back to the experts. they already knew this ahead of time when they put this couple together.
Right.
So they do this to bring a little spice to these shows.
Right.
Because come on, you already knew that
Right.
his parents and he was like this, and then she comes with something totally different, and you say that they're completely compatible.
Right. And you put them together knowing that this is going to
Exactly.
and for great TV. They did it for great TV.
Great TV.
Which is, and I'm going to ask a question at the end, so be thinking about it. Would you ever do a show like this?
Look, as a TV expert,
That's right. Go ahead, TV expert.
Look, as a TV expert, and we have to be reminded. Oh, y'all, please forgive me that I went out for a minute, but I figured the rest of this session, I'm gonna need a drink. So hold on.
All right.
Yeah,
she's advertising for Smoothie King.
Yes, I am. So we need advertising dollars, Smoothie King.
Product placement.
But we have to also take into account to the editing.
Yes.
There are a whole lot of things that we may not see.
Right.
That may have transpired. And, I learned that firsthand being on Worst Coast.
Right.
But yeah.
That's true.
I saw the editing
that we don't even know about.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
That's
so that's
good.
Haley and Ryan. So we're done with their story, and let's move to Virginia and Eric.
Oh.
Yeah,
babies.
Virginia and Eric. Y'all know, and let me say hello to some people. Hey, Word of God Garden, Queen's Corner. Y'all, thanks so much for joining on YouTube.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Got a good group on tonight.
Can they start? Where the people at on Facebook? Are they on Facebook? I'm gonna need y'all to say something.
They are. I haven't seen any comments yet come up. Sharon needs y'all to speak or forever hold your peace. I don't.
Yes.
Oh, I see one person on Facebook. Valerie. Hey, thanks for joining, Val.
Hey, Val.
That's y'all Gremlins comment. I did see that later.
Oh.
All right, Virginia and Eric. Virginia is 26. She's a customer service specialist, and Eric is 34. He is a pilot, our resident pilot. What do you guys think about this couple? What transpired?
I think I'm gonna need him to change his profession.
Why?
Because he needs to be a AA sponsor.
Oh Lord.
Well, you know what? She's got to get her own help.
That baby right there. I think she's a sweetie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But she's gonna have to calm down a lot on the proof. On the 15, 20, 30%. I don't know. But she's gonna have to come down because she was not leaving that room without that bottle.
Yeah.
He was grabbing that bottle.
That drinking is it's a
lot. A problem.
And like you said, I don't know if they're editing it to make us think that she's drinking more than she's drinking, but it appears that she likes a good drink. A lot.
I was about to say that's a lot of editing.
Of good drinks. And a part of me wonders if it's the nerves. If that's the way she's trying to calm down her nerves from this whole process. Why are you looking like I would be nervous.
It could be that.
I would be really, really nervous. I don't drink, so I probably wouldn't do that, but I'd be thinking of some other stuff.
I don't drink either.
I mean, come on, bite your nails. Bite your nails. Do something like that.
They'll think you're crazy. They will think you crazy if you at the blind dish.
You know, pull a brain out. You know, something. But come on.
She does drink a lot, and I say that because they highlighted every time. They highlighted when she was drinking before. That's the first thing she and her bridesmaids did the day of the wedding. She was drinking during the during the reception. She was drinking the wedding night. She was drinking the next day. When they left for the honeymoon, she ran back in that room and grabbed that champagne bottle. They got to Vegas. She at the mini bar.
Yeah, I don't know. They're complete opposites.
Yeah.
He looks like he's having fun right now.
Yeah, but he looks so conservative. Yeah.
But you know who is gonna break them up?
Mama.
The mama. Mama is not hearing it
at all.
Ain't feeling it. She don't want no part of this.
None.
So I don't even know why y'all got me on this show in the first place. Because I'm not feeling this. You know me and my tea drinking friends. You know I go to the club. You know we go to the golf club and everything. We members no. Mama's not feeling it.
At all. She is not. She told him before. She was upset that he told her that he was doing it. Then when she sees this little young thing,
tenderoni,
she's really not having it. And then do y'all remember when they had the family brunch and Virginia told her mom that she was 50-50 on kids?
Right.
She was like, her and the grandmother was like, oh. They were clutching their pearls.
Clutching their pearls, baby. They was clutching them.
Oh my
they was
God.
Like, oh,
you said the wrong thing. I could have done it.
Yeah. I'm so glad they didn't have on a choker.
That's funny.
Because she's already, this is a no for her mom, his mom already.
Yeah.
And she really wants grandkids.
Yeah.
And you tell her you 50-50.
But the thing of it is, you can tell that they are like uber conservative.
Yes.
They are very conservative.
Yes.
And I don't think that's her. I don't think that's who the mother is or anything like that. I really just believe that, she was looking for that daughter-in-law that's going to be real prissy and well put together. And
very
not saying that this young lady is not put together, but I think she was looking for someone much differently. And he's just having a ball right now. I think he's having a ball because he went against the grain.
And because she's young, she's pretty. He said, look at my hot wife. So, I mean, for him, it's going to be fun initially. Leslie says, my prediction is they won't last. He's going to get tired. I think that's what's going to happen. Vegas is going to be fun. But they're going to come back from this honeymoon where he's got to work. And what his mom said, they're going like 3 to 4 days every week. Yeah, that's going to get old for both of them. Right. I think both of them are going to be like, this ain't what I want. This is not what I signed up for.
It is what you signed up for, but
it's exactly what you signed up for.
These experts, that's all I'm going to say. These experts, something's a little fishy.
Yes. And we were talking about this earlier. We have to remember also that they did this show during the pandemic.
True.
So I don't know what their pickings were like, what kind of pool they had to choose from people who were willing to go through this process during this season. So what we may see is just the few souls that were willing to actually go through the process. So that may be why it's so...
I have never even thought about that, but you're right, because now that you said that about the pandemic, they all look like pandemic couples.
we have, and these are the pandemic couples. This is all you can get during a global pandemic. This is it. This is what you...
It makes so much sense now.
Pandemic couples.
These are the PCs.
Hilarious.
I love it. I love it.
funny.
The PCs. I'm gonna have to use. I'm gonna put that down somewhere so I can remember that.
Pandemic couples,
Yeah.
exactly.
The pandemic couples.
That's hilarious. I love that. Yeah, I just think that somebody on that team of experts, you know,
Checked
maybe, maybe they drank the bleach. I don't know. It's just they were,
Listen, Sharon, you got to remember, we are in the middle of a pandemic, and I think all the experts have been affected real bad by this pandemic. And what they've done is just I think they threw all the names in and just picked them out. This time.
Right. But you know who I hold accountable? Pastor Cal. We don't never let our discernment go down. Where was Pastor Cal's discernment? Did he
he was stressed the day. He was stressed that day.
I'm gonna have to write in on Pastor Calvin.
We've been stressed that whole
I'm gonna have
this
to
whole
write
season.
in.
Say, do you need some help? We available. We available to help. Y'all help.
Yeah.
I have watched Pastor Calvin on some past some past seasons, and I said, you must improve Lord on this one. I said that.
Right.
He don't pray over these couples. And we need you to pray over these couples like you pray at church. Okay? Pray over these couples like that.
Right. That part. I think they got these couples off YouTube. They didn't. I don't think they came in. Seriously, I just think they
we won't even vet you. You won't even get the crazy.
I just think they were looking at different YouTube channels, and they just
listen. What if this is the first season where every single couple that's on this one, because we're in the middle of a pandemic, they all call it quits?
That would be funny. And
they're gonna just end the show.
It could happen. It could happen.
They may need to.
Let's just start over.
Look, let's just act like this was Noah after the flood.
No, you didn't.
Let's just start.
They haven't got the vaccine yet.
But somebody needs something.
I told you they had the bleach.
They had something. All right, let's do our next couple. Now, y'all, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell y'all this is my favorite couple on the show.
They are.
I love Brianna and Vincent. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't do thumbs up or thumbs down for Virginia.
I think we kind of know. I think we kind of know.
I don't think we don't make it. That's just me. But okay. Anyway, Brianna and Vincent, I love this couple.
Yes.
I wish them well.
I will be surprised if they don't make it.
Me too.
If they don't, because I think they're really suited towards each other. I think that their differences are actually really complementary. So maybe they were the first couple they put together before the pandemic actually happened.
They put them together January 2020.
Right before it hit.
Yep.
And I
love their chemistry.
Great chemistry. Yes, most definitely.
I love how it seems like they're building a friendship, and I think that's really important. To get to know who this person is. I just love
this.
Go ahead.
This one I could say was like they fell in love at first sight. It's like when they saw each other.
Yes,
it was like they instantly knew that was the one. Like it was something totally different about them.
Yes, it was like natural. It was like a flow. Some of the other ones you could kind of tell they were trying to feel each other out to see how it was. Yeah, that face you made, Sharon, they were doing that, all on the inside. But for Brianna and Vincent, it seemed like they were just this natural flow to their conversation, and they both were very physically attracted to each other immediately. So I'm sure that helped with the conversation flowing a little bit better. I even liked how their families. I liked how because it reminded me of something I probably done. how his family was like checking for her when they met up. She was like, "Look, I'm his sister. So tell me about
Yeah.
you. What you bringing to the table?" And then when she told
Exactly.
she bringing something. She got something to the table. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
You bringing something for real. All right. Engineer.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, she bringing something to the table.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
I
go
love
ahead.
them, and I love them, and I think for me, this past episode just kind of solidified why
Yes.
I like them, because when you start out in a difficult situation with
Right.
someone in your family being sick,
Yes.
someone that you are close to, someone that you love. When you start out like that, and she immediately knew how to respond to him. She knew how to settle
Comfort
him.
him.
She knew
Yes.
how to comfort him. She and she did it effortlessly.
Yes.
She did it so effortlessly to where it was just almost like they had known one another for a while. And
Exactly.
that right there just made me, love them even more,
Yes.
and hope for them even more,
Yes.
because going through a situation like that is difficult.
Yes.
That's
Most
a hard
definitely.
place to start out.
Right.
But just their little touches, their little, holding hands, or looking at one another. All
Right.
of that they have just started doing. And I agree, Cheryl, that they're building a friendship.
Yes, they
And
are.
you could tell that they genuinely like each other.
Right.
Yes.
They're not like, "Oh my God, I'm married now." It's just like, "Oh no, this is a cool dude. Oh, this is a cool
Yeah.
sister."
Yep.
That's what you get from them. Yeah,
Yes.
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 that's what I like about them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
They're
loved
picture perfect.
I loved when Sharon, when you were talking about the Vegas honeymoon, when he got the call that his grandmother had a heart attack, and he's going through that. When she goes to him, and she's sitting on his lap, it for me, she let him know, I'm a safe place for you to be vulnerable. You don't
correct,
have to do this by yourself. I am here for you.
correct.
If we have to go back, we
Yeah.
will go back. We will make sure that your
Yeah,
grandmother is
yeah,
okay
yeah,
and that you are there.
Yes.
For a
yeah,
man, for her giving that safe place for him, now he knows I don't have to pretend, to
Exactly.
be this
yeah,
Yeah.
big macho dude. I can be vulnerable with her, and she's got me. That's one of the things he says. She's got my back. I felt
Yeah.
like
yeah,
she's got my back. And remember, he said that his ex didn't do that when he was starting his
Oh,
business, and she didn't want him to
yeah,
start his business, so he didn't feel like,
yeah,
she had his back.
yeah.
Now he's with somebody like, wow,
That has
this
his
is what it's
back.
right.
supposed to
Yeah.
be like when somebody's with you. They have your back through
Your
good,
back.
through bad. Like if you hurt, we hurt, and
Yes.
we gonna
Correct.
make sure each other is okay. So I loved that. I loved her
Yeah,
displaying that.
I think this is the sweetest couple on the show.
Yes,
There.
This season, I think this is the sweetest couple,
They are.
and they look beautiful together. They
yes,
are
Yes, they do.
absolutely beautiful together, and I think they'll have beautiful babies as well.
Yes.
So
I was
yeah,
gonna say that I can see them having babies real soon.
hmm
Like it happening soon for them. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
love them, and
Beautiful
I'm
couple.
rooting for them.
yeah.
And I don't
I'm
have
rooting.
anything negative to say about this couple at all. Like I don't have anything negative because I'm most definitely rooting for them, and I'm rooting for them
Yeah,
to survive this whole process.
Yes, yes, yes,
yeah, and I think their families are good. I think their families are
yes,
good as well.
yes.
Her mother is a mama bear,
Oh, she
which
is.
which if one of my girls were on the show, I would definitely be just like her.
Hmm
I would be that mama bear, especially, when you're a single parent, you know, you don't put everything you can into your children.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would be that. But she's still respectful, though.
Yes.
She
Yes.
still, was respectful and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm like Chrissy. I don't have anything negative to say about this couple at all.
Yeah. I think they're gonna do good. I like them. I like them a lot.
So it's a thumb. It's 2 thumbs up for them.
Two thumbs up. Brianna and Vincent. 5 thumbs. You don't have 5 thumbs.
Oh, look.
5 fingers. Okay, and to the couple I know everybody has been waiting on us to discuss.
All right,
I'm going to take a sip first.
Now. I'm going
to get your little sip of drink. Everybody get your little sip. Hold on. Everybody take a little swig. And my little solo cup.
Hold on.
Hold on. All right. Whew. Okay.
This couple makes you work up a thirst.
Wait a minute. For this one, I may need to take communion. We got something stronger.
I got communion. I got it.
We have to ask Christian FedEx us some communion.
Can we just have a moment of silence for this couple?
Okay.
Why? Because this relationship is dead.
Yep.
DOA. Okay, and I will say this before we talk about them. I do not know how in the world Chris got on this show. I do not know how he passed the vetting process. These are not even red flags. These are
bombs.
Cheats. These are bombs. These are explosive devices. These are.
Can we read his?
He had to lie.
Can we read his thing?
He had to lie.
Can we read his little bio thing, like his little paragraph?
Go ahead, read it. Read
it. It says Chris has dreamed about getting married from a young age, raised by pastors. His faith runs deep, and he firmly believes in the power of prayer. He knows God will bring him his wife, and he's confident married at first sight is a sign of answered prayers. Alongside his wife, he wants to be co-CEOs, leaving behind a legacy for many children he hopes to have.
Now, I would have cast him from that little bio. And I would have put him with Paige. That's why I said he had to. It was either he did not tell the truth and from that bio, and then when we got on camera, we found out who he really was. Or they threw him on there just for good TV.
Yeah. Can I read the first sentence of Paige's where it says she is determined to break the generational curse in her family and be the first to have a successful marriage?
Now I'm more mad with him. You just made me more mad.
So I'm like, when I read that, when I read that, I said, "Oh Lord, they haven't even lasted 3 days."
Because especially somebody who has only seen broken marriages. And for them, this is like, God help me. Now I understand why she tries so hard. Now I understand why she is moving through this process like she is. Because I hadn't read that. But
yeah, I just pulled it. I'm like, wow, no wonder. This is bad. I'm mad for her to be going through this.
Because because this is somebody's life. Yes, this is reality TV, but these marriages are real, like paper legal documents.
Yes.
This is not like play. They're gonna have to get divorced if this doesn't work out. So to put her through that, to me, is just okay. For those of you that are just watching and you have not watched any of the episodes for Married at First Sight, I was excited about doing the review on this show because there was this professed Christian couple that was going to be on the show. That is Paige and Chris. Mm-hmm. And to watch this show and to see the couple that has the most drama is the Christian couple on the show.
Right.
Hurt my little feelings. I'm like, come on, for real? We gonna be the ones on here showing up?
Well, you know what, though? Here's the thing that I think. Well, there are several things that I think, but I'm gonna let y'all have some more of the segment. So, first of all, from our Christian perspective,
Yeah.
this is what we are not supposed to do. We are not supposed to send out our representative. But this is what happens
Yes.
so many times, especially when we have been in church so much. We learn what to do, we learn what to say, we know when, we know how to time it, we know how when to raise our hands, we know when to shout hallelujah, we know when to
Yes.
touch our neighbor, we know when to tell our neighbor, we know when to run around the church 5 times, we know the Baptist shout, we know the Pentecostal shout, we know it all.
Yes.
And we
Exactly.
will send out our representative, and we will look like and act like we are Christian. But the reality of it is that on the inside of us, it is something different, in its
Yeah.
totality. And that's the thing, that we don't go into relationships as, I've heard several pastors say now, hot, humble, open, and transparent. We don't do that in these relationships.
Yep.
Now, my thing with Chris, when they showed that video of him, this is what turned me off at the onset. When they showed that video of him and they said that he was an ordained minister and he quit because he wasn't making enough money.
Ain't no
That's
money in
all I
this.
needed to know.
Ain't no money in this.
That
That's
part,
all I needed.
no, but it's no money in the show, but he's now making money
No,
doing
no,
whatever
I'm
he
not
is
saying
doing.
that. I'm saying he was saying that about ministry. There's no money in this. I
Right,
quit. Deuces
right.
out.
And that's crazy. So if you quit being a minister because you're not making any money, because he's not
Something.
paying you what you want, that's
Motives.
crazy. So you weren't sent, you just went.
Right. Right.
You weren't sent to preach the
I can
word of
see
God.
that.
You just went because you thought it was some fame and fortune and you
Yes.
wanted a large platform, but you want to live any kind of way that you wanted to. So don't think that mistake that you're not in ministry anymore, baby, because that was the plan of God. Because you would have had folks out there doing all kind of craziness, calling it Christianity. We're not
Yep.
putting you up on our platforms. Go somewhere and sit down and learn something. Now that's my
Pulpit
motherly
gangster.
instinct.
Pulpit gangster. And I just saw a movie last night called Pulpit Gangster, and that's what he kind of reminds me of. Really, in all
Yeah.
actuality, Chris, he is not a husband. Unless it's gonna happen down the road. I don't have no words for really how he acts. I mean, he was already saying she needs to look a certain way because if she doesn't look this way, he was gone.
Yep.
And he doesn't even look
So,
good.
ladies, my question is, how, do you think, because Christianity has been put out there so much with him, do you think that this puts another stain?
That's a good question.
I don't
Well,
know if it does because
a
even
big
for
one.
people that aren't Christians, I don't think when they hear the word Christians they equate it with him.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily putting a stain with because and I'm going to tell you the truth. As Christians, we think we have good discernment. I have seen some of the best discernment with people that do not profess to be Christians. They can see stuff. I'm like, we
That's true.
think we got discernment.
That's true.
They know when
Yeah.
they see somebody that, truly loves the
Yeah.
Lord and is truly sold out for God. They know how to discern and decipher who that is. So I don't
Yeah.
think it's really put a stain on Christianity. I think they see Chris for who he is. Now, I'm going to put this caveat out here. Maybe Chris wants to be an actor, and this is all an acting job that he's doing so he can get some roles in the future. He's doing a good job of it because I believe it. But I don't think he's hurt Christians by his behavior. I think he's hurt himself by his behavior. He is definitely hurting the person that he married on this show with
he's
his
self-centered
behavior.
for real.
Yeah, and I think he's very manipulative. Like when he goes into all these little crying fits, those not tears, that's manipulation. Like, this is really my fault, but I don't want to take ownership for this, so I'm going to cry and I'm going to play the victim so that you can now feel sorry for me, and I'm not in the doghouse and everybody's not looking down on me anymore. To me, that's what that is. Like, no, you don't feel bad for that. You did what you did. You don't like consequences of your actions. You want to do what you want to do and not have to reap any consequences to the things that you do. And Paige is a whole full-grown woman.
Yeah. I like her, and I think she's very, very nice. And I pray that she gets blessed with the best. I mean, and even to hear that on their wedding night, they did go ahead and do the do, but he liked her body.
Do the do. Because she's
fine now. You know, I was trying to make it nice. I was trying to make it sound nice.
They consummated.
Yeah, because he liked her body, but not her face.
Right.
So
That's now let me ask y'all this question, because I heard several people asking that the morning after their wedding, of course, she talks to his family and she tells his family what's going on. So how do you all feel? Do you think she was right or wrong for saying that to his family?
I think she was right. I would have blasted him too.
Yep. And they look like they felt real bad about the whole situation.
Right.
And they think that she's a lovely young lady.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, they know their son.
Daddy, I was like, Daddy, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Daddy, Diddy. Look, Diddy. I'm gonna need you to calm down. Because, you know, but I think that he you know, they all need to hold him accountable.
Yes.
They need to hold him accountable. You know, his daddy congratulated him on telling her the truth up front. But dude, you need to hold him accountable for
and he didn't tell her the truth up front. He told her the truth after he had sex with her twice.
And they got married because it shouldn't even went that far.
But they had a nerve to ask him. They had a nerve to say, was he drunk? She was like, well, we did it in the morning too.
She's like, he wasn't drunk this morning.
Listen, and for me, I was actually waiting when he saw her and she was going to walk down the aisle. I was actually waiting for him to say, for the first time in the history of the whole Married at First Sight, for him to say, stop. No.
Cut the cameras.
Cut the cameras. We're not doing it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was waiting for.
Because you knew that's how he felt. That joker cussed when she came across that.
So I was like, why go through it all? Why do the whole process when you could have just said, cut? It would have been the first time ever.
Right.
But I was waiting for that.
And then remember when after the wedding, they were at the table talking and he kept talking about his ex-girlfriend. It was like he was trying to give her out to say, I don't want him. Like he was trying to do everything for her to back off. Like, no, you the man, you back off. You tell him, no, I don't like you. You're not cute to me. You're not whatever. So to me, his actions were awful. And I don't think she was wrong for saying something to his family, because this is somebody who's married a stranger who's trying to figure out what just happened. I have just consummated my marriage with my husband and he has gone ghost on me for hours, not answering the phone. And just think about that, especially for us as women. You have given the most sacred part of yourself to your husband. And then he tells you, I don't want what you gave me.
Yeah.
How and she
treated it like a one-night stand.
Yes.
Yeah. She did good because she didn't pop him. Because like a sister. A sister.
She was so understanding. Tell me how you're feeling. Let me tell you how I'm feeling.
That was the Holy Ghost.
I would have been I would have been looking over
that
him.
was the Holy Ghost keeping her.
Let me understand. What? Let me understand.
Baby, look, look, laying hands would have had a whole new meaning.
And to me, that's what is so heartbreaking about this. She is such a beautiful soul.
Oh, nice.
She is such a beautiful person. I mean, beautiful from the inside, smart as a tap, Miss Accountant, Miss Real Estate Investor, got her own property that she is renting out to somebody. And I think that pulled a little heat from him when she told him all of that too. Like, sister girl ain't playing. You just trying to get into real estate investment. I'm already doing it.
Right.
So now he's not like the big man, whatever.
And I was telling Cheryl. And I was telling Cheryl before we started, I wonder, like, even when he saw her, was he thinking that she was too dark, or because she's beautiful, but it's like when he saw her, it was he just was completely turned.
Yeah, and I've heard people talk about that. We all know, and for those of you that don't know that are just watching, that Chris was previously engaged a couple months before this show taped, which is another reason I'm upset, because you cannot, an engagement is different than I was dating somebody. This is, I was getting ready to marry somebody, and 2 or 3 months before we taped, I broke up with her. You need to process all of those feelings and those emotions. You need to get healed from that relationship before you move on. But somebody leaked on the internets the proposal to his ex-fiance.
Wow.
And she is the polar opposite of Paige.
Wow.
Yep.
And so when I saw the video, I was like, oh, that's what he's into. And when she turned that corner and that's not what he saw, I was like, oh, maybe. And I'm not going to say, okay, I'll say maybe. Maybe his previous fiance is his type physically.
Yeah.
And Paige does not look anything like his previous fiance, who was fair-skinned, petite, just cute little something.
Correct.
So I was like, oh, maybe this is why. When she turned that corner, that he wasn't like, yay, he was kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he has this thought in his mind that he has to have a certain type of woman, and she has to look a certain way so that he can continue to be in the, I guess, the clique, or be in, the arena, whatever arena that may be,
right?
Be in that particular arena. But I don't know whether Chris really has looked at himself, in the mirror real hard,
Say, sir.
Exactly.
Sir.
So, and sure enough, you can put on the clothes, you can dress, you can pay all kind of monies for, your attire and things of that nature. But, I always say that if I feel like I need to put a paper bag over your head to be with you, then that's a no.
It's a no for me. That would be a no. That would be a no.
It's that would be a no. But here's my concern.
Yes.
And I know that everybody can't get involved, but they filmed him having a conversation with his pastor. That's a concern.
Well, and
because
go ahead.
As your pastor, your pastor, maybe I should ask, does the pastor have a responsibility to say, look, dude, you're not ready? No. As your pastor, you're going to have to give an account of this. You're going to stand at the judgment for this. If your heart is not right, if you're not ready to do this, then no. Don't look, wise counsel. And because I know you're not ready, I'm not going to perform the marriage.
Right.
That
because
part,
he could have told him, and I think we talked about this earlier, his pastor could have said to him. So I'm going to throw that out. His pastor could have said to him, "I don't think you're ready. I think you just got out of a really deep relationship," which we find out was really a quick engagement. I think they were together maybe 6-8 months. So he may have said to him, "I don't think you're ready." But then again, he did perform this ceremony. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't know if he thought, well, if I don't perform it, somebody else is going to perform it. So it's going to happen anyway. So I might as well go ahead and get this TV time and get on this.
That's it. That's it.
Go ahead.
Go on Worst Cooks in America. My God, they let people alone. But don't go for a whole marriage.
Right. And because I don't think anybody should ever let Chris be on here. Because after he did all of that, and I'm going to close the show with this. What we find out at the end of the show, this is the honeymoon part of episode 4. Right after they close out episode 4, they have breaking news. Chris gets a phone call. And the phone call is some news. And we see Paige going around, and she's talking to Brianna. "I got some news." So she's talking about this news. And I think the reason they told us this news and couldn't leave it as a cliffhanger, because the internet had got whiff of some stuff and everybody already knew. So the news is Chris gets this phone call while he's in Vegas on his honeymoon with his wife that his ex-fiance is what? Pregnant.
Minister
Chris.
The devil. The devil is a liar. And a deceiver.
First of all,
the devil.
You don't think she's
I wouldn't put it past him.
Huh?
I wouldn't nothing past this young fellow right here.
Nothing. And so I'm wondering how they are going to move forward with this news. Do y'all think she's going to stay? Do y'all think that they'll exit the show? What do you think?
I think they need to give her a new husband.
I think she's going to stay. I really do, because she when she makes a commitment, I believe she's true to a commitment.
Yes.
That's just her. That's her heart. Yes. She's going to try to see it through. Now, here's the thing. I think we all should get a letter together and that we should send it to Chris. And it's basically going to be the plan of salvation. Will there be one? Because he needs to go back to Romans 10:9-10. I think we just need to give him the plan of salvation and let him start all over again.
Or we can invite him on the show. Or we can invite him on the show.
And see how it feels. Because I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't go as far as Sharon and say we need to give him the plan of salvation. Because I know people who are born again and that are living some kind of raggedy lives. So I will never judge a person's salvation on what they do or don't do. I will judge your commitment to whether you really have a relationship with Christ. Because I can't tell you you're not saved, but I can tell you not living like the books say you're supposed to live.
Right. Well, here's the thing. He may have did Romans 10:9-10, but he needs a repeat. It's okay. Yeah. He needs a repeat. There is nowhere in the Bible that you cannot repeat Romans 10:9-10 all over again. And just throw in 1 John 1:9. And then throw in, look, we got a whole lot of scriptures. We can just run down the book of all the scriptures that you can throw in. But
it makes you wonder what kind of examples. We need to do a water baptism.
Huh?
It makes you wonder what kind of examples he's had on how you treat a woman. How she's
we can ask his daddy.
Honored. Well, we heard his daddy when he married the girl. He's talking about the girl body, and you need to make sure every time he comes home that you give him sex multiple times. We know how his daddy thinks.
Well, is he the pastor?
But here's,
I don't know if his father's a pastor or not.
But I go back to how did he treat God? If you quit on God, come on.
Yeah.
If you tell God you out,
he didn't like the compensation plan.
Right. So he told God he was out because he wasn't paying enough.
Yes.
Now he done told Paige that she out because she don't look pretty enough. So come on. I think that deserves the plan of salvation. I'm sorry.
Actually, actually, you all know that they're getting ready to have it's some billionaires. They're working to send some people into outer space. They're gonna go. I think he needs to actually be on that shuttle, and they could just drop him off out there in the middle of space.
So call Elon Musk. He's got this space program where he's sending people.
Yeah.
You want to live on Mars, Jupiter,
I think
Saturn.
I think Chris needs to go. I think that Chris needs to go.
So we have a petition going around for Chris to sign up for the space program. He could be a pioneer.
First, well, I just want him to get right before he get left. So that's all I want. I want him to get right before he get left. He was created by God, so I'm willing to give him another chance. But he gonna have to do like my brothers and sisters in the Pentecostal Holiness Church made us do. I'm gonna need him to tarry at the altar. Come on, you ain't there. You gotta go to tarry. Come on. I need you. Come on, you ain't there. You're not there yet. Come on. Pull on the horns of the altar. I'm gonna need him to go there.
Yep, and he need to be dipped 7 times. Actually, 7 times 70 times. Almost drown him, but not drown him so that he can really get it.
Yeah, he need to go out and look. Mike Todd been talking about going out in the deep. He needs to be out in the deep.
Need to go in the deep. He been in shallow water too long.
He been in the shallow water too long, like them pants was on the tuxedo. Oh, that's how they supposed to be.
That's the girl. That's the style.
That's the style.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm glad I wear a dress.
Okay. All right. Well, so we're giving. Okay. So thumbs up or thumbs down.
Do you see my eyes?
Wait.
I can't give it no thumbs.
No thumbs.
Did you see my eyes?
You better cross your eyes.
Cause that
relationship is going like this. It's
that right there is crisscross. That right there is crisscross right there. That's all crisscross. We don't know what it is.
Yeah.
That's this.
Right.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That one right there makes you think of him. Come by here, my Lord. That's
what did you say? These can't come out by fasting and prayer.
By fasting and praying. Yeah.
This a 40-day.
We need to do a 21-day fast.
No, 40 days, 40 nights.
Book, and he needs to read the book, the divine revelation of hell.
Oh,
I heard the name of that book is so long.
I got it. I got 2 copies.
You got an extra one for him.
Yeah.
And Cheryl, let me just make a suggestion.
Yes.
Can you go ahead and send Paige a copy of your dear future husband?
So she can start already.
Exactly.
Paige,
go ahead and do that.
Paige, if you're watching.
There you go.
I send it to you for free.
Paige,
for free.
Yes. Paige, we got you. We're on your side, Paige.
We with you, girl. We with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
got the prayers. The prayers and everything come in the book.
I'm with Chrissy.
I would sue that show
because she's gonna need therapy after this, y'all.
She's gonna need some therapy
because that is, unless they pulling the wool over our eyes and whatever. I just feel so bad for her. I feel
Yeah,
my heart hurts for her because I just feel like she's just such a great person. She's such an awesome woman, and she deserves an awesome man who loves her.
Awesome man.
And she got somebody that I think he's a child. He's very immature, and he is not ready for the covenant that is marriage. I don't think in any way, shape, or form he is not ready to be committed to somebody to work to make a great partnership. I don't think that's him at all. I think he wants what he thinks marriage is. He may be looking at someone with a great marriage and may want that, but not realize the work that they had to put into that to be that connected. I don't think he has a clue of what marriage is. I think he's looking for, he mentioned it earlier about a trophy. He's looking for an arm piece. And that's not what women are. That's not what people are, not accessories to your life.
Exactly.
You know, you made the money you made, and now you want an accessory to show that you've gotten somewhere. That's not what people are. People are more than accessories. People are formed in the image of God, and they need to be treated with respect and honored. And if you're not ready to do that, you don't deserve the covenant. You don't deserve it. And you don't deserve to have been put in her life and to mess it up. Like, it seems like you are messing it up. Yes.
I got a quick question though before we leave.
Uh-huh.
Because she believed God,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that this will kind of make her question herself, question whether she hears God, question because you know, we as Christians, we run into these circumstances and these issues that happen to us in our lives, and it does that. And this is just my transparent moment. It wasn't anything like this, but you know, there are times in my life that I have, you know, believed that I heard God, and that God was, you know, ordaining the thing that I was doing or about to do, or the person that I was going to date, or what have you. And then it came out, you know, that that was not the case. And so how do you think this will impact her, you know, as far as, you know, how she believes that she hears God?
And the truth of the matter, I think she may question. I've been in that position too, where I believe I heard God about a person I was dating, and I believed this person, I was going to be with this person, and it didn't happen that way. And it didn't make me question God. It made me question whether or not I was discerning enough, or whether or not I allowed my feelings for the person to get in the way of me actually hearing the voice of God, because I wanted it so much and I wanted it so bad that I made it be so, or I made it seem that way. And then having to come to the point where the other person has a part in it too, that it's not just my decision, that the other person has to make a decision too. So I think she may question it, but I think that she seems grounded enough that even if she does question it, that God is going to bring her to a place where she can have peace with it and use it as a lesson to move forward. And I see, Chrissy, you wanted to say something?
I just want. So did she say that God told her to come on Married at First Sight?
She didn't say it in so many words, but I believe she believes that this was the ordained will of God for her, because she even mentions that, you know, how does she say it? About the heavens aligning or whatever.
She missed it. She missed it.
Yeah, she's really thinking, not that this is just, and sometimes I think we get super deep and super spiritual about marriage and about how we meet somebody and how that whole process happens. Like, it's got this angelic encounter. You know, you're gonna meet somebody and you get to decide, am I gonna be with him or not?
I'm going to find a field that I can glean in. So Boaz gonna be sick.
See, but I think she thinks this is really like her path and her course for being married. And that's, to me, that's the hard thing about it, is she's set up for it. That's why I say she's gonna need some spiritual counseling. She's gonna need some therapy too, to walk out that.
Yeah. She felt that one completely wrong.
Right.
But can I say one more thing about Chris? he's the type of guy that because my grandmother would always say if a dude was no good, she say he is nothing but breath and britches. And you need to move on.
Breath and britches.
That's it.
That's our new name for Chris. We're gonna talk about breath and britches now.
Oh God, I have
on
learned
these pandemic
so much from
couples
Krista tonight. Yeah, pandemic couples and breath and britches. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump off. You all, ladies, thank you so much. You all made this so much fun. I have enjoyed doing it. Tomorrow
Amazing.
night, episode 5 drops, and we'll get to see how everything went with the news, with the phone call.
Woo.
And we'll
I gotta
be
get
back on next.
ready. Popcorn ready.
I'm gonna have to wait till it come on demand on Thursday because my heart palpitations and stuff like that. I can't.
Yep. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow night. Be like Chrissy said, popcorn. What? Pass me that drink. What? Are you serious? Because you in the previews you can see the whole cast knows that this is happening. So it's gonna be really interesting seeing how everybody else responds to the news. And the decision Paige makes. So I'm anxiously looking forward.
I just want to say to all of the couples on Married at First Sight that this is Cheryl Thomas. Y'all need to invite her. Come on her show. I'm gonna need you guys to come on so she can get the scoop for all of us church girls that are looking. And I'm gonna need y'all to come on.
And so we can know whether we should do this or not. That was the last question. Would you ever do this? Would you ever do this show? I wouldn't either, Lady Chris. I think Sharon would. I think Sharon would.
Is there such a thing that's called pleading the fifth?
I don't think I could do that. I don't think that I could do this show. I wouldn't want to put my family through none of this stuff. No. I wouldn't want to put my church through it. I don't.
I wouldn't want to put myself.
I wouldn't want to put myself through it.
It's a lot because we mentioned at the top of the show is because we are women of God, we honor the covenant that is marriage. And for me, I would want to walk through the general process of getting to know somebody and going through that whole process. I don't want to leave that up to experts who could be just trying to, make good TV. I don't want to leave that to somebody who sees me on paper.
Look, at first I trusted Pastor Cal, but after this,
and who might be having an off day and just put me with somebody that's not good for me.
Yeah, I think they need a whole new set of experts.
Yes, I think we should apply.
They ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna work. Pandemic. It was just a pandemic.
They ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna like each other.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I think the experts. Just like we said, the pandemic hit, and remember that the last season they had to go longer. So
you did mention that.
Yeah, and so I'm sure, and they were in the midst of the first part of the pandemic. So I'm sure that the experts were just probably exhausted and like, we need to put a show out. Who tried out and didn't make it the first time?
Just put them in it.
All of them.
We don't care who they with.
They look
good later.
I think they were blindfolded when they. Never mind.
All right, ladies. Thank you so much. I enjoy you all the time so much. And so, everyone, we will see you all next Tuesday. Make sure you watch episode 5. We are going to go through episode 5, and I just think it's going to be interesting. 5 is the number of grace.
We need some.
Lord, we need you, Grace.
I'm gonna need my non-alcoholic sangria next week.
So everybody bring your wonderful non-alcoholic drinks on next week. Let me see what I can get. Let me think about it. And having a cute look up. And we gonna toast and talk about all of this drama.
Let's
do that. Let's do that. Thank you so much for the suggestion, Chrissy. We're gonna do that on next week. So
it is gonna be a sip and see. We're gonna be sipping and
see. Come on, bring your non-alcoholic. Y'all heard to say the non. Bring your non-alcoholic drinks next week and come sip and see what we have to say about this new episode. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. We love you all, and we look forward to seeing you all next week. Yes. Thank you all for joining with us. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Bye.